Hey everybody, how's it going? Superfiend here, and welcome back to Whacky World. A couple episodes, I alluded to having a few ideas, just a couple small things that I'd like to do in here on this hidden temple ride to make it a little bit more exciting at the end, and I think we're going to do that this episode. Before we do, last episode we had a problem with our staff, and after reading some discussion on Reddit and a few other places, it seems like there's a bug with the vendors. We had one vendor quit, and so now this guy is sitting here barely unhappy, and his shop is closed. So if we actually go over to the attractions and shops, and we open that shop back up, he's probably going to quit again. So I guess we're going to have to wait for an update from Frontier before these four guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, before these four guys kind of go back to normal. And I imagine that we're going to have to replace the mechanic at some point too, because he looks like he's got bad happiness. Although the janitor's happy and the security guard's happy and entrance Rex, I'm not exactly sure. So we'll wait and see if that stuff kind of sorts itself out. If Frontier releases a new update pretty soon. And we've also finished this research here, a real Frankenstein. So we have an Iron Fury. And looks like we got some more research. We're almost done with the research. I can't imagine that there's that much more for us to do. And let's see, get through these. Financially, we're doing okay. We're still making a little bit of money here. So we're still doing okay with having this part of the park pay for everything else. So we can just keep up with what we're doing. Now, as far as my ideas with this, what I want to do is I want to break apart the temple a little bit so that we kind of get something like this that we did in the Lost Gardens. And that would be over here. And I want to change the track. I actually want to go down through the floor and do like a loop and then turn them upright and go through here. So this section of track, and let's look at the excitement now. It's a 6, and then we got a 4 and a 1.79. I actually think I'm going to be deleting the track from here, and we're going to get rid of these trim brakes too, because we actually want them to go pretty fast when they go through this. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to change the track like that, and I think I'm going to go back even one more, and I'm going to, whoops, okay, let's see, we got angle snap here. And I think we're even going to, let's see, I think we're even going to go back just a little bit further. Okay, that made it very angry doing that. Okay, let's see. Get back to 0. Okay, and what's that look like? 30 degrees up, roughly, okay. And now we're going to straighten it out. And we got plenty of clearance here, so this is going to be fine. Now we're going to kind of go down a little bit. And then into a very steep dive, okay? And we want to lengthen this out as far as we can. Now this is going to be kind of tricky to do because we can't really see what's going on down there. How far under the ground are we? We're pretty far. And let's see. Oh, I'd say about 45 is good. And in order to, we need to kind of bring it this way just a little bit. So I think just a slight turn. I'll do -10. And we'll do some smoothing on this. Let's see. Okay, so this is about where we're going to come out. Okay, and let's see. And we want to turn it over. So it's already minus 14 or minus 144. So we want to keep going that way, or do we want to go this way? I think we're just going to go this way for now. We can always change it if we need to. Okay, let's shorten it up. And let's see. We'll just set that piece there, and then we'll go over to this piece. And we'll undo that. And I think we're going to undo this one too. Okay. So when they come in through here, they're just going to dive through the floor. And then kind of go in this little loop thingy here. Okay, so let's see. So let's do some smoothing. And let's go ahead and start the test and speed it up. And let's smooth this. Go ahead and pause it real quick. Smooth. We'll just smooth the whole thing out. Okay. And we might have to go ahead and put like some trim brakes. Let's see, where would we be able to put them? I guess we could put trim brakes right here if we need to decelerate. We could even put them here and decelerate before the drop. But let's change the game speed to regular. And they are moving pretty quick through here. 40 miles an hour. Okay, let's see. They should be going about 50 down here. 60, maybe? 60 miles an hour. All right, now let's see if we do better than a 6. You know, it ended up being about the same. So I think we'll just go ahead and we'll keep it. Previous run. Big excitement through here. The other shape of the track, I looked at the excitement before, and it was about like a 10 or 11 when it went through here. And what's different now is it's just going faster and it's a little bit longer. And I think I prefer that. And we're going to be able to, you know, they're going to look like they're crashing through the wall here. They're going to look like they're crashing through the floor and crashing through here. I think that visually is just going to look better. Let's see, previous run. I hate this. I hate having to constantly, you know, change one and then change the other. It's very, very frustrating. Very high fear in here. And the nausea is low throughout the ride except for over here. That's really the only place where it's hurting. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm done fidgeting with the track. So now what we need to do is we need to terraform around here. And let's see. The first thing I want to do is I want to dig out a tunnel. So I'm just going to take this building and we're just going to lift it up. Okay. Lift it up all the way. Higher, higher, higher. There we go. And now let's go back over here to the track. And let's see. Actually, the game options maybe. Stop Horizon Station from preventing scenery. Okay, we're going to turn off the terrain collision. And then we're going to go in here to the ride. And we're going to do edit track. And we're going to select all through here. And we are going to turn on, let's see, auto tunnel. And we'll do 6-meter tunnels all through here. So now when we go ahead and we dig out the terrain, so if we just dig down, okay, and we just clear this out so that we can see the whole track. How far down is this? How big is this? That's pretty big. That's going to be pretty scary. All right. So now when we go and pull it back up, we get nice tunneling around the ride. But you know what? I think I want the tunneling to be bigger. I think I want bigger tunnel. So let's go ahead and change. I went from here to like here. Let's go ahead and change it to the 7 meters. And then go back to the terrain tool. And we'll pull up. Okay. And then now we need to flatten to foundation, and we're going to go ahead and, whoops, there's our building. We're going to go ahead and use the floor over here. And we're just going to flatten this back out. Okay. And now we can go ahead and we can get our building. And we'll just put it back on the floor. Okay, that's too low. All right, so about right there. Okay, so that looks good. Now what we need to do is we need to go into this building and we need to take away some floor pieces. Let's see, I think we need to kind of take away about that many. And we need to knock away some wall pieces. So they're coming through here upside down. So this is actually where we need to knock away more pieces. I think we need a bigger opening here than on this side. Okay, let's get the camera under control again. And we need to do something about this right here. Okay, and this is a little tricky because these are up top. And they need to kind of come through here. Okay. So the way we did that in the other building over here is we selected one of these pieces and, well, we duplicate. Okay, now we split this off and it just became a bunch of buildings. So now if we translate this, you know, kind of do like this. And I'm going to sink it in just a little bit. And then it will be sticking out just a little bit over here. But it's going to get rid of that fuzziness with the graphical glitch. Actually, you know, maybe we don't want to do that. Because we're going to have to do that with all of them. We'll have to do it a lot. So we'll just go ahead and do this. We'll put some shrubs or something over that. So we're going to just keep duplicating this. Or if we're going to move them, we'll do it all at the end with all of them. Let's see. Okay. And we'll just keep doing this. Now, I don't know exactly how the ceiling is going to look here. Now, I think what we want to do is maybe we want to edit this one and find a 1 meter piece. Building. Sandstone. And we get like a 1 meter wall piece. And let's see. Okay, now if we pick this one and we split it, now we can adjust this one. Okay, and you just want to make sure. Whoops, wrong arrow there. Okay, hold on. And we just want to make sure that we leave enough room for the coaster car as it comes through here. So maybe about like that. That might be okay. And then let's see. Let's go ahead and duplicate this building. And we'll bring it over. Okay, see, so these graphical glitches here, they're really bad right now. Okay. I don't know if that's enough. We'll do a test run. Okay, so now we got kind of a little hole in the wall there, and let's go ahead and unpause the game. Are we still doing our test? Yes. So let's get them going up, and we'll just watch them go through there and see what it looks like. Okay, they had enough clearance. I guess this is maybe sticking out a little bit too far, so we'll do that. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's select all of these. Can we do multi-select? And can we advance move them all at once? We can. Good. Okay, so now we're just going to bump them in ever so slightly. And that actually gets rid of like almost all the graphical glitch. And it actually kind of creates a nice texture where they meet up around each other. I don't know. I'm okay with it. And now we're going to take this and we're basically going to go do the same thing over here, but we're going to leave more room on this side here where they come through. So what we're going to do is go back into the edit mode and we'll duplicate and we'll set this here. We'll split it from the building. We'll leave the building editing mode. Okay. Oh, that's fun. That's going to be cool. Okay, so we'll go ahead and slide this in this way. All right. Let's just, oops, let's use the multi-select. Let's select all of those. And, oh, we can't duplicate. Ah. I wish we could, you know, had a little bit more freedom with advanced duplicate and stuff when it comes to buildings. There's some pretty arbitrary restrictions. They seem arbitrary. I don't know. Maybe they're based in technical problems, but they seem like pretty arbitrary restrictions sometimes when it comes to what you can and can't do with duplicating and moving buildings. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. And let's just see. They should be coming. They should be coming through here pretty quick. Can hear them. I think they're okay. Now they just went down. All right, so they got enough room to go through there. It looks like that to me, like they got enough clearance. Okay, so let's go ahead and select all these. Wrong one. And let's advance move these ones, and let's bring them all in just a tiny bit. Okay. And that gets rid of all the fuddy-duddy stuff. So there we go. We need to repeat this on the floor. Same exact procedure as before. We're going to duplicate that. We're going to split it from the building. Leave the building editor. And we're going to translate this piece. Okay. And then just duplicate and move, duplicate and move, duplicate and move. And this is going to make it look like there's a big, you know, crevice or cavern, and they're falling into it. That's so cool. Okay. I think it's very cool. You are free to disagree as you so please, but I like it. Okay, let's see. And they're going to be going through here too fast to really notice that, you know, this floor is like, what's going on with this floor? This is all so uneven. But that's okay. They'll be going through here pretty quick. Okay, I feel like this one's creeping in a little too close. Okay. Let's see, where are we going to get the nicest looking? Okay, so I think what we want to, whoops, I think what we want to do at this one, because it wasn't covering up these gaps nicely, is like maybe go here, then we'll duplicate it and go here. Okay, and I think we want to do kind of the same thing over here and just kind of fill this in like that. And let's see, this one might be a little too close. Same with this one. Okay. Now we're going to multi-select as many as possible. And we're going to drop them down just a little bit. And that'll help alleviate the little graphical glitches. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I don't like the fact that you can see the terrain. So I'm going to kind of push the terrain away. We're going to lower the brush size and lower the intensity. And I just kind of want to push it away from the edges here. Okay, so maybe a little bit more intense than that. And maybe just a little bit bigger. Yeah, okay, there we go. So now it looks like you are falling straight into some abyss. Oh, that's neat. Okay, that would be scary. That would be scary. And let's see. And now let's fly through here, and it's all pitch black. We're just going to widen this up a bit. Okay, what do we got here? Whoops, okay. So that got us out of there. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay, and let's go look at the shops really quick. I bet you somebody else has quit. Oh, boy. And what about research? Did we get this done yet? Not quite yet. Okay. So there, that looks pretty cool. You know, I think I want to push away the terrain just a little bit more right over here. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want it to look like, pitch black in there. There we go. So you come, let's see. So you come through, okay, come on camera, I can do this. So you're coming through here, woo, and then this is what you see. Okay, let's push the terrain just a little bit more. Close that. Now let's just see what it looks like as they get closer. Oh, wait a moment. All right, so here we go. I kind of like that. I think it's pretty good. I still think that this is like a little too tight, but I don't know. I'm not going to do anything to work on that. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and give this wall segment over here the same treatment. We're going to get rid of, oh, I think those ones. I could have kept one of them. Okay. And we'll split this one off from the building. And leave the building editor. Okay, so let's see. Maybe about like that. Yeah, we'll go up and in. And maybe just kind of up and over. Just do steps. Okay, and over here. Just kind of do that. I think that'll work okay. And then the multi-select. And translate. And we'll move these ones all out just a tiny bit. Okay, so let's see, what's it look like? You can kind of see the little seam there, but you know what, that's okay. I'm not gonna worry about that. There's only so much we can do, you know, with the building pieces that we have. So that I think is a little bit better than what it was before. And then we got a few more minutes left in this episode for, you know, what I was planning to do. So I think what we're gonna do is I'd like to put some more columns. I'd like to get some columns in here. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna repeat these ones. So let's just get one of these fairy tale pieces. Okay, and we'll just add it to building here. And we'll duplicate. And rotate around. And now we'll just do 2 at a time. All right, and then let's get all of this at once. And let's see, we're gonna slide it over here. That's good, and then we'll duplicate. And oh, I think one right here is good. I think one right here is good. So the next one would be like right here, but you know, we can't do that. So let's see. Right here is good, so right before you crash into it. And then we just need a couple little rubble piles, I think. So the way we'll get the rubble piles, we'll go back to these ones that we made in an earlier episode. We'll duplicate. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to... Oh, I got an idea. Okay, so we'll put them here. Then we'll take these ones. Will you be able to see them as you go through here? I don't know if you will. I don't know if you're going to notice them, but I'm going to drop them down in here. Okay, so this is kind of cool. I'll just go ahead and move. Let's see. Blue arrow. Red arrow. Blue goes that way, green goes that way, and red goes down. All right, so I don't know how well you can see those when you're going through here. Let's see. Get everything deselected. Yeah, you can kind of see them. So I think that looks good. And then we'll we need one more, like right over here, a crumbled one. So let's go ahead and let's use this one. And we'll go ahead and let's see, add it right here, but let's rotate it. There we go. Look at that. That looks neat. And then I think to make things kind of complete, we'll just kind of go ahead and take those three and duplicate. And we'll put them right over here. All right. And then we'll take, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We'll take these three. We'll just put them right over here. Rotate them slightly. They're getting added to a totally different building, but that's fine. All right. I think that looks pretty good in here. I kind of like it. All that's really missing is like a door. You know, how'd they get in here? We don't know. We could make it like we could make an archway and then just pull the terrain up over here and have the archway going into the hillside so that when you go through here, it'll just be like, you know, there's an archway and you really can't see much of where it goes. And maybe that's what we'll do. Another idea is to build some sort of like little archway right here and then kind of add a floor as if these were two connected buildings. So maybe we'll do that. Not entirely sure yet. Jury's still out, but I did want to go in and kind of dress this up a little bit more. We got to get some ivy in here and around the edges. I don't want to do the ivy on the outside because I don't know what the outside terrain is going to look like. Like I do kind of think I want to do something like this. And I want to pull this up around this. Okay. Like I kind of think I want to do this. So that this is completely enclosed the whole way through. And it isn't until you get back to the temple. Okay, look, I'm trying to get over here. And then this terrain is like built right up against the temple. Okay, and you're thinking like, wow, that looks really bad. I know it does. And we'll, you know, just do this for right now. Just to kind of get the basic shape. Let's see. So it's grown into the building. And then around on this side, see, one reason for doing this is it makes the ride more interesting because they're in the tunnel for longer. It also, between this cliff face and this cliff face, if we build this terrain up like this, it helps to hide that, you know, there's nothing over here as they walk through here, as they walk by this path and they look, it's going to help to hide that there's really just nothing over there. And there's some other things we could do in regards to this waterway ending so abruptly. But step number one in getting that fixed is to build the terrain up. Okay, and then we'll go back in later and we roughen this up and we make this like a cliff face. And then, okay, so now what do we do about this? So what we do here is, okay, so let's pull it out slightly. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to push it back just a little bit, all right? Just until it gets inside the wall there, and then flatten to surface. Okay, so now it's flattening the surface, and we're getting the wall back. So now if we strengthen it, okay, we can do this. And it helps to get us this whole thing back. And we can kind of leave it coming in at the corners. That'll actually look okay if we do that. What's going on here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so let's push again. And then flatten the surface. We want to get it kind of where it's already flat. Here we go. No. Okay, another way to do this. Another nice way to do this. If we can float a path in here. Won't let us. Okay, so here's another nice way. Is just, let's turn angle snap on. Okay, just build a path, right? And then go back to the terrain and pull. And the terrain naturally forms a solid wall on the other side of the path. So now we can do flatten the surface where it's flat here. Okay, see? I told you that there were some tips and tricks in this series. There's one of them. Okay, now we don't want to go too far over here. Let's see. Oops. And then over here where we can't really see, we can just push it all out. Down here. It doesn't really matter that the terrain over in this area is really bad and imperfect. And I might go back and change it later or clean it up, but for now I'm inclined to leave it kind of pulling over the side here. So let's get the intensity down. And then you could always, where's the, there's a chisel. Where's chisel? Chisel. You can just chisel away a little bit at a time. Yeah, whoops, I want to pull this again. And now chisel, just the part that's poking through. See, so you can do that. And it doesn't look terrible. And when we go back in and, you know, if you just roughen this up a little bit and then use the chisel tool to clean up the areas where it got a little jagged and too bad, and then you go in with one of these paint brushes here, I mean, just painting it something different makes a huge difference. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want it to screw up with the custom biome when I bring one in later. But just giving it a different texture than the grass makes a big difference, okay? All right, so we did a little bit more work on the hidden temple attraction. I think that was well worth the time and effort because now we don't have it going through all this stuff over here. And, you know, we turn the track supports on, add some brush and some things out here, and maybe put something around the top of that building like we did over there. Maybe we'll use the same decoration. But once we do that, I mean, this thing is going to be pretty much done. Then we want to kind of build up something over here, lift the terrain, I think, and maybe build some sort of like Mayan or Aztec pyramid-looking thing, a step pyramid. And then that will provide a nice view for everyone walking on the path here, the path going through here. They'll have this nice view over here. It'll close the hidden temple off from view. And we're going to do some more stuff up here. But this ride, you know, it's a lot closer to being something that we could actually open and let the guests go on. And, of course, we've got this ride. It's still not done. I want to do some stuff over here. I just don't know exactly what yet. But this ride is pretty much done. I mean, we could open it. We could slap a queue on the Rocktopus. This thing's already got a queue. And, of course, the Victory or High Seas is pretty much done. And, you know, we got some pretty good decorations over here. All we got to do is put the roof on it and decorate that a little bit. So this is almost done. I think my original idea with the Charoplane is not going to work out exactly the way I want it to, but it is still going to be over here. I'm going to raise the terrain and set it here, and we'll probably do a nice little queue on a rope bridge that goes over to it. I think that'll be pretty neat. And then there's this ride over here, and this one's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series as much as I am, and tune in for the next one.